Ooh la la la. Ooh la la la. It's the way that we rock when we doing our thing. Ooh la la la. It's the Hey everyone, so let's just jump right into it. So, Mr. Tyrese Gibson, if he's not either online whining and crying about his ex-wife and that whole situation, all while having a girlfriend. He did post back in February a situation that occurred at Home Depot. And what we are finding out now is that on yesterday, Thursday, he filed a $1 million lawsuit against Home Depot because he felt like he was being racially profiled by one of the supervisors there. So he was in the store, him and his team, they were buying some supplies to do some work in his home. I guess he had 2 candy bars. He realized that people were kind of staring at him. So he had them scan the 2 candy bars, and then he walked out and gave his credit card to one of his employees or someone that works for him. But I'm going to stop here and allow you to let Tyrese tell you what happened.
So educate me about the protocol. I walked up to this gentleman. I grabbed 2 candy bars.
Got it.
He scanned it.
Yes.
And I said, hey man, they're going to finish the rest of the transaction. They got my credit card, and I left.
Okay.
I did not pay for my 2 candy bars.
But you left your credit card to that person?
With them. I was just here with them, and this man just seen me. He scanned, hold on, let me finish. He scanned my 2 candy bars. I looked him in his face. They were finishing up the transaction, and I walked out of your store with 2 candy bars, no ID, and I didn't swipe my card to pay for it. And he let me leave. So then, as I left, sir, they're now here to finish the transaction because irregardless of who I am, I don't like getting attention. And I just started seeing people looking, and I was like, let me go ahead and work my way out. They've been coming here and working with me. They worked with me. I don't treat anybody less than. I treat everybody with respect. They've been working with me for 10 years. I have not been in this store in probably 6 years. So I'm asking the supervisor, who won't give me her last name, what is the store policy that you have in place that you're supposed to implement where I'm able to scan 2 candy bars and walk outside without my ID and without paying for it? And he let me leave. And I'm calling you on FaceTime to say if you have an ID problem and I don't have a pro account, you're looking at me on FaceTime and I'm telling you it's me. And then you're saying the policy is I got to come in here and show my ID. So why did your coworker let me leave with 2 candy bars with no ID and I didn't swipe a credit card? If that's your policy, that's what I'm asking. I don't have a racist bone in my body. And you know you got that racist energy all over you because you're not even willing to apologize, fix it, and point out the inconsistencies of what you know and your training and what the policies are. You're wrong. You're wrong, and I want your full name, and I'm going to reach out to the people who own this place, the CEO of Home Depot is my neighbor in Atlanta. Okay? So you don't have to give me your name. I'll figure it out. This is wrong. And people should not be treated this way. And if you got a policy...
Well, it definitely appears that there is no policy because not one employee moved to go get the handbook to show the protocol or policy.
This is wrong. And people should not be treated this way. And if you got a policy and you reflect the policy of this place, then the policy should be consistent with everybody that works here. Okay? You don't care, right? Because you don't. He cares. That's why he came out. You're wrong. And I came here to tell you you're wrong, and you're not even willing to apologize.
Now, in this video, she really wasn't trying to apologize, and she did have a little smug look on her face. But Home Depot responded, and they said, we value Mr. Gibson as a customer. And in the months since this happened, we've reached out to him and his attorneys several times to try to resolve his concerns. We will continue to do so. So I'm not sure what Home Depot has offered in return for how Tyrese was feeling in this situation. But if your company does not have a written policy that you can share with the customer to say this is why you're asking for the ID, then honestly, I don't think that you should try to stand behind and force something that's not written. But in this lawsuit, it appears that Tyrese and two of the men that work for him are the plaintiffs on this lawsuit, and they are suing for shame, humiliation, and mental suffering. And also, Tyrese says that part of that $1 million is part of the amount of money that he has spent over the years, along with punitive damages. Now, I will say this, when I saw that video back in February, I did feel like the cashier, or I believe she was a supervisor also, I felt like she was being very difficult unnecessarily and not even willing to budge to apologize for the inconvenience of him having to come up there. And even though she said she was following protocol, but she could not provide any type of written proof that it was, I just feel like all of this could have been avoided if she would have just gave a simple apology. I think that's what he was looking for. And honestly, if someone says that they apologize, I'm sorry, but the way she stood there with her hands in her pocket, I think that's probably what ticked him off even more. But sound off below in the comments, you guys. Do you think this lawsuit is ridiculous? I think $1 million is a little excessive. That's just my opinion. But let me know what you guys are thinking. And as always, I'll talk to you in the next video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and be sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update from What's Happening.